The first thing the young man did after his rebirth was to catch Xiaohua stealing. He then used this to blackmail her into locking her in the supermarket warehouse. Xiaohua thought the young man had ulterior motives, not knowing he was actually trying to save her. In his previous life, the young man had discovered Xiaohua stealing on surveillance footage while helping his mother at the store. He didn't want to embarrass her, so he kept quiet. But unexpectedly, Xiaohua was so nervous during her first theft that she got hit by a passing car as soon as she stepped outside. This incident became an eternal regret for the young man. 10 years later, he worked hard to become the richest man in Haicheng. To surprise his fiancée, he left work early, but as soon as he reached the door, he heard his fiancée with Bai Yueguang. Speaking of an incident from 10 years ago, the young man was known for being a troublemaker at school. Just when she was about to give up on herself, she suddenly received an anonymous note, encouraging her to pull herself together. This note awakened the confused young man. For 10 years, she believed the note was written by Xin Jinnu, but only today did she learn that the note's author was Xiaohua. Xin Jinnu not only took credit for Xiaohua's achievements, but also colluded with Bai Yueguang to empty the young man's company. The young man angrily questioned Xin Jinnu about why she deceived her, but unexpectedly, Xin Jinnu, wanting to seize the young man's assets, sent her away with a vase. Before dying, the young man vowed to compensate Xiaohua twice as much in the next life. When she opened her eyes again, she found herself reborn 10 years earlier. At this moment, the young man's mother was urging him to help her at the store. He suddenly realized that today was the day Xiaohua had her accident. To avoid repeating the responsibilities of his previous life, the young man rushed to the supermarket without hesitation, leading to the scene at the beginning. To delay Xiaohua as much as possible, he intentionally knocked her backpack to the ground, and out fell several cheap buns. The young man felt a pang of sadness. He never expected that the usually lively Xiaohua was in such dire straits. He then rushed to buy a pack of instant noodles for Xiaohua, threatening her with the theft to make her eat it all immediately. Out of gratitude, Xiaohua wrote him an IOU. The young man felt a sharp pain in his heart, because the note looked exactly like the one from years ago. It's ridiculous that she mistook Xiaohua for a scheming girl. After Xiaohua had eaten her fill, the young man took her directly to the supermarket, not only getting her a new backpack, but also filling it with school supplies. Just when Xiaohua didn't know how to thank him, the scheming girl unexpectedly arrived at the supermarket with Bai Yueguang. Over the years, the scheming girl had been the young man's self-proclaimed admirer, frequently bringing Bai Yueguang to take advantage of him. Meanwhile, several of her friends acted like they owned the place, treating the young man's supermarket like a free restaurant. Just as the scheming girl was about to pull her usual stunt, the next second, she heard a total of 2,600 yuan. The scheming girl was furious and warned the young man that if he continued like this, she would agree to Bai Yueguang's confession. Unexpectedly, the young man heard this and immediately offered his blessings, wishing the two would never part. The scheming girl was instantly thrown off balance, leaving 2,600 yuan behind in anger. The young man then took Xiaohua home, specifically reminding her not to go out today. Although Xiaohua didn't understand, she trusted the young man, and obediently agreed. The next day, the young man arrived at school. To improve the class's performance, the teacher decided to rearrange the seating, pairing a good student with a poor one. When the classmates heard this, they clamored to sit with the scheming girl, as she had always been in the top 3 of the class. The scheming girl beamed with pride upon hearing this. To teach the young man a lesson, she decided to publicly reject the young man later. However, the next second, the young man suddenly proposed to sit with Xiaohua. Although Xiaohua had ranked last in the last exam, it was because she had missed one exam. The young man firmly believed that Xiaohua could help him. After some consideration, the teacher quickly agreed to seat Xiaohua and the young man together. After class, the scheming girl angrily confronted the young man, warning her not to act like she was close to him. Without her help, the young man would never improve his grades.